Hello, my darlings, Aries. Welcome to your April reading, Easter reading maybe, but your April reading, my darlings. And we are going to pull 5 cards for you for the month of April, 5 representing change. Obviously, April is spring, it's Easter, it's rebirth, it's starting afresh, starting anew. And let's see what wishes to come out for you. If this reading resonates, my darling, you are hearing it within your divine design. And if it resonates, or I resonate as a reader, thank you so much for liking this video, for all of your wonderful comments, your likes, your subscribes, and for those of you who have become members of this channel. For those of you who don't know, I do offer as my gift back to you the pay what you can 30-minute online readings, and the link to my website is in the description box below. So let's see what new spring energy, where you are right now in terms of your energy leading into April. Let's see what this month is holding for you. Thank you for Aries. What wishes to come out? Ooh, we've got number 7, which is the ancestor card that's come out for you. So, very interesting energy here. Number 7 is about reflection. And what I'm feeling with this is there is the question that's sort of happening for you now, because this is ancestors. It's sort of, who am I? Where do I get my traits from? Where are my characteristics from? Is this something that I can see as a pattern in me that goes to a pattern in perhaps my siblings or my cousins or my parents or whatever that may be? And I feel, because of the gift you see of the flowers here and the ice that is melting, there has been a thawing of something, an understanding of something, a relaxing of something, perhaps a forgiveness of something. And the guides that are around you at this time have been supporting you as aspects perhaps of past energy from you from past lifetimes or ancestors of yours, or whatever they are, they've been through it, and therefore they're offering you assistance at this time. And I feel, I mean, this is the snow melting, this is spring, this is a chance of a fresh new approach, and it feels like for you a real gift. So whatever this may mean for you within your relationships, because this is about reflection on the relationships that you have. Now, this may be a relationship that is a lover's relationship. This is number 7, which also in the traditional tarot is the lovers. So it may be about a romantic relationship, a partner relationship that this is talking about. It may also be talking about it's a relationship where you have a connection, an emotional connection with somebody else, whether it is a partner, a lover, a friend, or family, my darling. But something is thawing, something is not, there's just a lovely new energy coming in. And isn't this wonderful to see this as we're entering into spring? So, my darlings, let's see what Spirit is saying. I'm so sorry, but my dog is snoring. In fact, bear with me just 1 second. Sorry about that. Now, the next one, and I'll get a little bit more on that in a second, but the next one, because this is your energy. So, because it's Easter and because it's spring, what sort of cracking idea is Spirit saying for you? You know, what's a really good idea, a cracking idea for you to focus on at this time? Ooh, and you've got the 10 of fire, the 10 of wands. And look, it's like it's rather than a cracking idea, it's a crackling idea. Spirit is saying with this that sometimes it's very difficult for you to see perhaps the truth of a situation. It's the expression, the wood for the trees. And it's within the space of meditating, and perhaps meditating, looking at candles to get that third eye opening up, because the pineal gland within us opens up with light. So perhaps sitting, well, that's what they're saying, to meditate with looking at candles at this time. But the 10 of wands is you are using too much of your energy at this time, too much of your energy, emotion, your emotion, trying to perhaps resolve something faster than it should be happening, if that makes sense, because this naturally is happening in nature's natural cycles, the thawing of the ice. And you're taking on too much of a burden to try and either hold this space or to try and control something at this time. And it's causing you, my darling, to feel emotionally exhausted. The Ten of Wands is a card. It's coming to a conclusion, as we can see from this card here. It's coming to a conclusion. And it is coming about as a sense of not just your reflected energies now looking at this and what you're seeing coming back to you, but it is a combination of others too. But you're trying to drive this forward faster. And Spirit wishes for you to sit within this space and trust that everybody that's surrounding you at this time is having their own direct perception of this, and it'll all kind of come into an alignment if you let go of your need to try and do too much. Hold the space, absolutely hold the energetic space with your perception and your understanding of what is happening. But the cracking idea, which is the crackling idea, is to just hold the space, to not try and move things faster than they're actually happening. That's the Ten of Wands has come out for you. What new growth, what new areas of your life growth, expanded ideas, developments Spirit is asking you to focus on at this time? Too many cards, Spirit. Oh, but do you know what? They are so funny. They do work in wonderful ways. So rather than the Ten of Fire, the Ten of Wands, they're saying focus on this, the Nine of Wands. So the Nine of Wands is doing something differently, and this is going to be exponential. Oh goodness, big word, Spirit. Exponential for your growth, for your energy release, for a sort of an abundance of different type of growth. You know, this is berries and fruits that grow in the hedgerows. They find a way. Everything is interdependent in a glorious way in nature, and the plants sort of support each other. And what Spirit is saying with this Nine of Wands is give or take no more than you feel, not what you think, you feel that you need at this time. You've come out of something that you have to remember, and you're coming out of something, I will say, with the Ten of Wands here, and this Lover's card, this Ancestor card. You're coming out of something that has been hard, and it has been difficult, and it has been energetically consuming for you. And what Spirit is asking you to do is now, with this Nine of Wands, recognize that everything could be all tangled up a little bit still, but recognize there's still room for growth. If you focus on what you need within this situation, take no more than you need at this present time, and give no more than you need to as well. So, but the seeds of growth are for you, growth are there for you. And this is where, if you just stand in that place of saying, this is what I feel is right, this is how I feel. I can't force that opinion on somebody else, but I can feel it for myself and grow from that myself. And I can learn from this experience, and I can trust that I have the support around me that I need. And that those that also desire to wish to step forward and receive that in kind will do so, but I'm not going to try and make it happen faster than it's meant to. So it's taking responsibility in a situation, that is taking a response that first of all feels right for you, and you're not exhausting yourself trying to hold everybody else up. I trust that makes sense, my darling. What lovely abundance of gifts, presents are coming your way from the universe. What is the universe? Perhaps April shower gifts. What's the universe bringing to you in April? Thank you. Ooh, we have got the Five of Wands. We've got the Three of Cups at the bottom of the deck. Lots of fire energy going on for you, my darlings. Lots of fire energy. And remembering that fire is about what motivates us, what drives us forward, where we are determined. It's about our action, it's about our desires, but it's also about not burning out. And I think this is the big message for you here about not burning out here. So this Five of Wands, and you've got here almost the autumn colors, but you've got the beautiful butterflies coming away from it, is to say you have a choice. It's you and you alone have a choice about where you want to direct your energy. 5 represents change. And perhaps there is a consideration to be made to redirect your energy away from what is seen as a conflict with the Five of Wands, away from anger, away from frustration, and more into an energy of releasing with the autumn leaves here, and an energy of focusing forward in a way, because I'm looking at the Three of Cups that's come out of the bottom of the deck, that is much more constructive. So rather than focusing at this time on deconstructive energy, focus on constructive energy. Words are very powerful. They are so powerful. And be very conscious of where your energy and motion is going, because what you are putting out there is returning to you in experiences. Our subconscious has no sense of humor, darling, and our subconscious will hear what we're saying about a situation or about others. And as an energy, that's our resonant signature. It's the law of attraction. So it's about talking, projecting out the story that you wish to tell, the story that you wish to see, not focusing on the story that has been. But from the story that has been, ask yourself the question, what has been transformative for you within this story? What has allowed you to make a shift and change in a perspective about something that is not so strongly rooted, which we all have, not so strongly rooted in a very constrictive view, rigid constrictive view of the ego, but more from a spiritual space, more from, what did I learn from this? How did I grow from this? How can I bring those changes and affect that positive change in my life going forward? That is really a powerful stuff. That's the present that's coming in for you to be able to rise up and away from this, to fall away from it, and just to let it go. To let it go, that you've learned from it, you've grown from it, and you don't need to think about it anymore. Let's have a look as well about how to, and I'm using another egg analogy here, how to smash through these challenges. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. How to smash through these challenges. What wishes to come out for you? Oh, you've got the Queen of Cups here, the Goddess of Water. They're asking you to be in your feelings, my darling, absolutely in your feelings. I think, you're a very fiery, beautiful energy. I'm feeling with this that you use that passion and that fiery energy. Sometimes you overburn, let's put it that way, in one direction, that although at the time it feels so good to get things out, actually afterwards you feel that you wish you hadn't said or done something, or you just feel just in a space of, it's almost like everything's coming back around at you. We can have a huge amount of fiery energy. It's about what we do with that fiery energy. And, sometimes we can burn out if we're too fiery the whole time. And they want you to think about the alchemy of the fire and water and what's bubbling up now, what's coming up to the surface. Thank you, Spirit. And the octopus here, the wonderful octopus, is such a teacher for us about feeling our way through this, not becoming attached to any particular one thought or one emotion, recognizing it, but just allowing within the Queen of Cups space, the Goddess of Water, allowing the free flow of emotions to come and go without holding on to them, perhaps without expressing in that sort of frustration, wanting to create perhaps more of it from the ego perspective, rather than just sitting and saying, do you know what, I'm not going to form an opinion until I feel that I have the right answer here. And you're very, very psychic, my darling. And it's all about this is all about, I learned a lovely, thank you, Spirit, a lovely expression the other day. And it's about when we are triggered by things, when we are hurt and angry about things, I know we talk about reverting to the inner child, it's the child's conditioned reaction, but there's another way of putting it. It's the default position within us. It's this default position that we go to. And if we can recognize within the Queen of Cups about feeling our way through things, if we can recognize that default reaction that we have, then this is about cracking this challenge. If you can recognize your trigger, if you can recognize your default position, then you are in control then of how you respond after it, which is perfect, because then you can, okay, so I'm going to use a lot of D words now, you can detach from that default position, detangle your emotions that are caught up in it, detach and detangle from that default position, and then you can redirect with a discernment your new directive. How about that, Spirit? Saying, so that's the goddess of water, and that is the start of a new approach, a new discerning approach, and one where you're so much freer to navigate what can be quite a complicated emotional landscape, but you do it so well. And I am seeing at the bottom of the deck, just as the last card for you, my darling, number 19, which is the Great Mother here, which is also the Moon card, my darling. So Spirit is saying, you are protected, okay? You are remembering. You are wise. You are, is that the fox? That's the hare. You are abundant. I know there is something that you are almost waiting for, but within this space, within this Great Mother space, trust that everything within its natural cycle is evolving for you at this time. And you are, and I feel as well, so all the different aspects of nature here. And you've got the apples, the poppies for remembrance. You've got here the child here. You've got the oak trees in the background. Thank you, Spirit. So there is the start of something new for you, the start of a really beautiful nurturing cycle. And with the oak trees in the background, it is to say there's nothing. We have a tendency to feel so much negative energy towards ourselves. I was watching something on UK TV. It was a sort of a preview of something that's coming on about how we feel about the way we look. And I feel with this that there is perhaps within you a perception that you don't look great, but the Spirit is saying we all are perfect in our imperfections, and this body is an extraordinary thing, and it's about loving who we are, and not wishing for us to be anybody else other than who we are. And this is the start of, I think, a whole new approach you have in life of being much more in touch with yourself and appreciation of yourself, and perhaps looking at nature's natural way of shifts and changes that we go through as well. Maybe the situation is evolving children too. But I feel what's coming through with this, with cracking this challenge and the gifts, is your self-empowerment, your self-growth, your self-love for that inner child, all of this, and this experience that you've gone through, this Ten of Wands experience, this relationship experience with the Lovers card there has brought you almost full circle to self-nourishing, self-love here. And I love to see this bear here because it represents the most beautiful form of healing that has been very close to your heart. And that is something that you have been focusing on. And the owl coming in, whooshing in, represents that enlightened wisdom that's coming through now, because you're ready to receive it, because you feel energetically you deserve to receive it. And a download I receive with wisdom is wise, intellectual, spiritual downloads of matter. There is information of matter of importance for you that's coming through. And matter in Latin comes from the word matami, mother. So you are building now a new emotional landscape for yourself, just as matter builds things that we can see and feel and touch, and builds things of matter for us in our life. So this is a lovely play on words, that there are things that matter for you are coming in. It is all coming from the connection within yourself. Anyway, and it's because you're remembering, my darling, who you are, and that's what you've done through this process. I'm going to wrap it up there. I could talk forever about these cards, but I feel trying to keep it as spiritually simple as possible. Otherwise, I could talk all day. So much love to you, my darlings. Have a beautiful April. And I'll see you next time, perhaps for my weekly reading, which I'm doing tomorrow or the next day. Anyway, take care, my darlings, and lots of love. Bye-bye.